Barbosa signed a two-way deal. Hey! Oh! Hello, Las Vegas! Put it on his head! That's the son of a glove right there.
All right, the son of the glove showing out in Sin City. Just one of many above the rim highlights last night. Also, would Ben Simmons be a good fit in the Bay? There's a lot of debating going on about that. We'll join that particular convo. Is J.R. Smith joining the PGA? No, but he is petitioning to play golf in college, so we'll have those details. Does this look comfortable? Of course it doesn't. So sit down instead and enjoy a full hour of The Jump right now.
It's sunny.
Welcome to The Jump. I'm George Sedano in for Rachel Nichols today, joined by two dynamic basketball minds, the legendary Hall of Famer Jackie McMullen and worldwide Momo Ramona Shelburne, ESPN NBA insider. So, ladies, we have some very spicy topics to get into today, and we'll start right here in Los Angeles, where Momo and I are. So, according to our very own Zach Lowe, numerous general managers and coaches from around the league say that they would draft one LeBron Raymond James #1 in a winner-take-all game. By the way, LeBron is 36 years old, coming off a year where he averaged 25 points per game, 7.7 rebounds, and 7.8 assists per game last season. So, Ramona, I'll start with you. If you had your top overall pick in a winner-take-all game, basically the storyline of Space Jam, which we saw LeBron in, who would you take?
LeBron. LeBron, until he falls off the mountain as the king, I'm going with him. I know last year he was hurt, but we still saw probably 70% LeBron James in that play-in game against Steph Curry win the game. I mean, look at the shot right over Steph. There it is, winner take all.
Yep.
I mean, you don't choose LeBron just because of how good he is individually. You choose him because of how good he makes his teammates and how well he sees the game. Kevin Durant is right there, so close, right one level below, but I guess maybe just the length of his shoe. Well,
oh, wow.
The length of his shoe behind LeBron?
That's too soon, I think, still. Too soon still. Jackie, what do you think?
Wow, yeah. Wow, a lot of LA love going around on this panel today, Momo. And listen, if someone said to me, we just drew straws, you got LeBron, I wouldn't be unhappy. I would like my chances for all the reasons Ramona just stated. But if you're telling me about one game at this moment, on this day, give me Kevin Durant, who I do not believe is a notch below and just proved it in Tokyo. He's also 3 or 4 years younger than LeBron and has a little more tools at this point of his career. He's in the prime of his career. He can kill you so many different ways on the offensive end with that size, with that quickness, with that three-point shooting. Give me Durant, but you know what? If you want to saddle me with LeBron, I'm good with it. Trust me.
You know what, Jackie? I'm with you. If I'm playing in a game against either one of you and one of you took Durant and I'm getting LeBron or vice versa, I'm good with that. Now, I do think I'm with Ramona here. If I had my druthers, if I had the #1 overall pick, I would still take LeBron because for as unbelievable as Kevin Durant is, and I think he's the best scorer in the NBA. We saw what he did in the Olympics. He dragged us across the finish line at the Olympics. I still think LeBron makes the guys around him a little more viable, right? I still think that he has a slight edge in that particular regard. So, slight edge to LeBron, but I'm good with either one.
If I need one bucket, I'll go with KD. If I need a game, I want LeBron.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that, for sure.
Fair.
All right, sticking with LeBron.
LA spin, people. LA spin. But continue.
All right, sticking with LeBron, he's got a new running mate in Russell Westbrook. I don't know if you've heard that already. The explosive point guard was traded to his hometown here in Los Angeles on last month, basically during the draft and whatnot here. So, let me ask you this. A lot of overhaul going on in LA, Ramona. Pretty much a complete turnaround from last year's roster after the exit to the Phoenix Suns. You cover the Lakers as closely as anyone. How does Russ fit with LeBron and AD?
So the Lakers' impetus for this move is they looked at their 2020 team and said, you know what we really missed as a secondary playmaker to LeBron, the guy like playoff Rondo. And I say playoff Rondo, not Rajon Rondo, because playoff Rondo is the version they have in their mind. Now, Russ actually does a lot more than playoff Rondo did. He can get up and down the court. He can create. He can score himself. He's not probably in the same category as a shooter, but they envision him as a guy that runs next to LeBron, can take a secondary playmaker. But, George, I actually think it reminds me a bit of how they set up the offense in Cleveland and in Miami when LeBron played with Kyrie Irving and LeBron played with Dwayne Wade, where essentially you have two secondary playmakers. The key is they have to see themselves as secondary playmakers. In any other team, Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade are primary playmakers. Russell Westbrook has been a primary playmaker in every team he's been on. And so I see visions of him being able to set the offense the way Rondo does, of him being able to create offense and take pressure off LeBron. But I think initially they're going to have to stagger his minutes while he learns how to play off the ball and be the quote-unquote secondary playmaker to LeBron.
All right, now welcome in our audience here on ESPN News, joining us here now. So, Jackie, how do you feel Russell fits with LeBron and AD?
Well, Ramona, you mentioned the past iterations of LeBron, and you mentioned Dwayne Wade and Kyrie Irving. Two very glaring differences between them and Russell Westbrook. Those guys can shoot, and Russell Westbrook cannot from the perimeter. And I think that's one of the problems with this deal. I would have gone with a spacer like Buddy Hield instead of Russ. But Russell Westbrook is...
Cores. Yo, I'm super jealous of LeBron right here. All right, he's standing on a yoga ball for what he claims is the first time he's been able to pull this off. First of all, Jackie, how long can you stand on a yoga ball, and do you buy that LeBron has never been able to pull this off?
First of all, I've had to do this, part of my rehab for my neck. It was not as long as LeBron, a quarter of this, and I don't believe he's never done it, although he does have the core to pull it off. It's all about the core.
Yeah, I mean, I do the WAF, which is kind of like a half ball, that's really hard too. So for him to do a full ball like that in shoes, which is actually harder than barefoot.
Man, Bron,
pretty good.
Make it easy for the rest of us, man. You're making it hard. All right, next, make boosties. Isaac Okoro continues his assault on the NBA and on the rims. Ramona, is it time for NBA fans to get familiar with this particular young man?
You should be from last year, but you definitely will be next year. Because I think the Cavs are going to be a little bit better. They seem like they are not perpetually rebuilding. They have a little focus on trying to do something this year.
Jackie, what do you think of Okoro?
Yeah, the Cavs have a nice little young core, and Okoro's part of that. He struggled a little bit early last year, but he really did come on. He has the skill set. This was a good draft pick for them.
Yeah, I like what the Cavs got. I mean, I know there was a lot of talk about Colin Sexton, but I like him as a player, and I love Darius Garland for sure. All right, it's time to run it back.
Sure.
Let's do it. Here we go. 2012, a little up and under here from our man J.R. Smith.
Jeez.
You know, he's playing golf soon. So we figured, why not? If we're going to do this golf story about him, we might as well show people what he's got. Number 4, a 360 layup in San Antonio. Oh, hello. Hello, Denver, JR. Sixth man of the year, JR.
Right.
That is so hard. I would just get lost. How do you even know where the basket is at that point?
You know, you forget about Denver, JR. He played there as long as he played in Cleveland.
Oh,
you know,
hello.
He was really good there.
The Garden was getting down there. Look at Carmelo excited there. Back door.
Melo, I love Melo there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that oop was not really an alley. It was just pretty low pass, too.
Number 2, a 360
I'm not sure what this
alley-oop.
has to do with golf, but
Here he is, 360
Denver.
in game. Good Lord.
You know what he did? That's like a receiver who just cleans up the pass for the quarterback.
Yeah, by the way, nice pass from Chauncey, though.
A little behind him, though. That's why he has to turn.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Chauncey put it on the money. I think JR just wanted to do that.
Nuggets.
Yeah. Here he is again. Posterizing Gary Neal. Whoa. Hello. J.R. Smith in Denver.
What's the reaction here?
Yeah. In Denver, he was amazing. We forget about this.
He was. He got lost in the sauce, you know?
Yeah.
Got lost in the sauce.